Whenever a man jokes about his joystick, most people instantly assume it's just guy talk something playful, silly, maybe even shallow. But here's the twist. What if I told you that underneath that joke lies one of the most honest confessions men ever make about what they truly crave in bed? See, I came across a massive study where over 10,000 men were asked one simple question: what do you actually want every single time you're intimate with a woman? And the answers weren't what anyone expected. They didn't talk about wild fantasies or perfect techniques. What they described were feelings that made them feel alive, connected, and deeply desired. And that's where this phrase, "my joystick wants this every single time," takes on a whole new meaning. It's not just about a man's body. It's about what his heart and emotions are silently craving, but rarely expressing. Every man has that deeper side, the one that doesn't just want excitement, but also warmth, safety, and a sense of significance. So when a man says, "my joystick wants this every single time," what he's really saying is, I want to feel understood. I want to feel chosen. I want to feel appreciated for who I am. And once a woman understands this, everything changes. Because the truth is, what men crave in bed isn't just a physical experience. It's an emotional connection that makes them feel both powerful and peaceful at the same time. So today, we're going to break down the 5 things men secretly crave every single time. These are the emotional triggers that make him not only desire you, but adore you. And once you learn them, you'll never look at that playful phrase, "my joystick wants this every single time," the same way again. When men say, "my joystick wants emotional safety," it might sound like a contradiction. After all, we don't usually connect emotions with physical desire. But here's what most women don't realize: men crave safety just as deeply as women do. Not safety from danger, but safety from judgment, from pressure, from the constant expectation that they have to be on all the time. Because in most areas of life, men are expected to perform at work, in relationships, and yes, even in intimacy. And when that pressure follows them into the bedroom, it becomes less about connection and more about perfection. Every man wants to feel like he can show up exactly as he is, messy, human, unsure, and still be accepted. Emotional safety isn't about words, it's about energy. It's about a woman who lets him breathe, who doesn't make him feel like every moment is a test or a scorecard. When a man senses that kind of space, something shifts inside him. He stops performing and starts feeling. He's no longer trying to prove that he's good enough. He's simply being present with the woman in front of him. That's when real intimacy begins, when both people are relaxed enough to actually enjoy each other. When a man feels emotionally safe, it opens up parts of him he rarely shows. The tension leaves his body, his guard drops, and suddenly the connection goes from physical to emotional without even trying. He doesn't need to be perfect. He just needs to feel like he's enough. And that's where the real magic happens. Because when a man feels safe, he gives more. He becomes more attentive, more responsive, and more connected. His focus shifts from trying to get it right to simply enjoying the experience of being with you. So how does a woman create that feeling? It's in the little moments, the way you laugh off something awkward instead of making it serious, the way you look at him with warmth instead of criticism, the way you let him know that he doesn't need to impress you because you already enjoy being there with him. That small shift changes everything. He stops thinking and he starts feeling. The same man who once seemed guarded suddenly becomes open, affectionate, even tender, because emotional safety brings out his true self. Men don't always talk about this openly because society doesn't really give them permission to. They're told to be strong, confident, in control. But underneath that armor, they crave moments where they don't have to perform at all. They crave softness, not in a physical way, but in the emotional atmosphere that allows them to be vulnerable without fear. When a woman provides that space, he doesn't just feel attraction, he feels trust. And trust for a man is what transforms a good connection into a lasting one. Think about it. When a man says, "my joystick wants emotional safety," he's actually saying, "I want to relax into you. I want to let go without worrying that I'll be judged or rejected." That's why the women who make men feel safe aren't always the flashiest or most seductive. They're the ones who know how to create calm in the middle of passion, who can look at him and make him feel like he's exactly where he's meant to be. Because when a man feels emotionally safe, he doesn't just open up physically. He opens up emotionally. He starts talking more, touching more, caring more. He becomes softer in the best possible way. And suddenly, What he craves every single time isn't just the act itself, it's the feeling of being fully accepted by the woman who truly sees him. That's what my joystick wants really means. Not another performance, not another moment to prove himself, but the peace of being wanted exactly as he is. When a man finds that, he doesn't forget it. He comes back again and again, not because of what you did, but because of how you made him feel. When a man says, my joystick wants to feel wanted, not just allowed, he's revealing something that most women overlook, but that matters more to him than almost anything else. Because for many men, intimacy isn't just about being accepted, it's about being chosen. There's a world of difference between a woman who goes along with something because it feels expected and a woman who genuinely desires it, who leans in, who shows with her energy, her tone and her eyes that she wants him. That simple shift from acceptance to desire changes everything about how a man feels in that moment. Men spend so much of their lives trying to prove themselves. They want to be good enough, strong enough, successful enough, and often that same pressure follows them into their romantic lives. When a man feels like his partner is there out of obligation or politeness, it chips away at him. It's not rejection, it's indifference, and that's far worse. But when he feels truly wanted, it flips a switch inside him. Suddenly, his confidence doesn't come from performance, it comes from connection. He's not trying to earn your interest, he feels it. There's something incredibly powerful about a woman who makes a man feel desired. It's in the little things, the way she initiates closeness, the way she looks at him with playful curiosity, or even the way she compliments him in moments he doesn't expect. When a woman takes the lead, even subtly, it makes him feel seen and chosen. It tells him, you're not just a man who got lucky, you're the man I can't resist. That one feeling changes his entire energy. He becomes more attentive, more giving, more emotionally open, because now he feels valued, not just needed. Men may not say it outright, but they crave that validation. They crave that spark of being pursued, even in small ways. The irony is so many women are waiting for men to show desire first, to take the lead, to initiate, to express. But the truth is, when a woman meets him halfway or even surprises him by showing her own desire, it electrifies him. It tells him he doesn't have to do all the work to keep the spark alive. You're just as invested, just as curious, just as drawn to him as he is to you. That's what makes a man fall for someone deeply, not because she plays games or withholds affection, but because her energy says, I choose you. That's the energy that pulls him in and keeps him there. When a man feels desired by a woman he admires, it's like oxygen to his confidence. He starts standing taller, he becomes more affectionate, and he treats her differently because she makes him feel like more than just a man. She makes him feel like her man. This doesn't mean being overly forward or performing desire. It's about authenticity. When your attraction is genuine, when you let yourself express it in small, natural ways. A look, a smile, a whispered compliment. He feels it. And the best part, men can tell when it's real. They know when a woman's interest comes from a place of true attraction rather than obligation. That authenticity is magnetic. So when a man says, my joystick wants to feel wanted, not just allowed, what he's really saying is, I want to feel like I'm desired too. I want to feel like you enjoy me, not just accept me. And when he finds that when a woman's energy matches his desire, everything changes. He stops chasing validation and starts deepening connection. He becomes more vulnerable, more expressive, and ironically, more masculine. Because feeling wanted brings out the best in him. In the end, men don't crave endless novelty or perfection. They crave moments where they feel truly chosen. They crave the spark of a woman who doesn't just say yes, but says, I want you, with her eyes, her words, and her presence. That's what my joystick wants really means every single time, to be not just allowed, but passionately, playfully, wholeheartedly wanted. When a man says, my joystick wants playfulness, not pressure, he's revealing one of the biggest secrets about what men truly crave in intimacy. Because here's the truth, men don't just want passion, they want lightness. They want moments that feel fun, easy, and alive. Too often, intimacy gets weighed down by expectations to perform, to impress, to make every moment look like something out of a movie. But when a man feels that kind of pressure, he gets in his head. He stops being present. What he really wants instead is that feeling of effortless chemistry, the laughter, the teasing, the spark that reminds him that this isn't a performance, it's a connection. When you bring playfulness into a moment, you give him permission to relax. You remind him that being together isn't about getting it right, it's about feeling right. Men crave that sense of freedom where they can drop the seriousness and just be themselves. They love when you can laugh together, when things aren't perfect, when something awkward turns into something adorable. Because for him, playfulness equals acceptance. It tells him that you're not judging, you're enjoying. That's powerful. Playfulness is also the secret ingredient to lasting attraction. Think about the early stages of any relationship. There's always that flirty energy, that spark of mischief. You tease each other, you make jokes, you play little games with your words or your looks. That's what builds anticipation. And when that energy stays alive, even after months or years, it keeps everything exciting. It's not about being silly, it's about staying curious. When you smile at him for no reason, when you surprise him with something small or whisper something unexpected, it makes him feel that rush again. That's what he means when he says, "My joystick wants playfulness every single time." He's not just talking about fun. He's talking about aliveness. Men want to feel that their partner enjoys the moment as much as they do. When you bring playfulness, it tells him, I'm not just here for the routine, I'm here for the joy of it. It turns the entire experience into something more meaningful, because when two people are laughing, teasing, exploring without pressure, that's when they're most connected. It's not just physical anymore, it's emotional. The laughter builds intimacy. The teasing builds trust, and the lightness builds chemistry that can't be faked. The opposite of playfulness is pressure, and pressure kills connection faster than anything else. When either person feels like they're being judged, timed, or evaluated, the natural flow disappears. Men feel it deeply when a woman tenses up, looks uncertain, or acts like she's waiting for something to go right. It makes them self-conscious too. But when a woman replaces that tension with laughter, when she giggles, flirts, or playfully redirects the energy, he relaxes. He feels safe to be human. He feels like it's okay if things don't go perfectly, because the vibe between you is bigger than the moment. Playfulness also builds desire. When you flirt, tease, or give him a cheeky compliment, it engages his imagination. It's not about being forward. It's about giving him something to feel excited about. Men are visual, yes, but they're also emotional. They love when a woman's energy is unpredictable in the best way. When she's confident enough to laugh, to surprise him, to keep things light and spontaneous. That kind of energy makes him crave more, because he doesn't just feel turned on, he feels drawn in. So when he says, "My joystick wants playfulness," not pressure, he's not being immature, he's being honest. He's saying, I want to feel joy with you. I want us to have fun. I want to feel that spark that reminds me why I'm here. Because with you, it doesn't feel like effort, it feels like life. And that's the truth. The most unforgettable moments don't happen when things are flawless. They happen when two people are laughing, connecting, and completely losing track of everything else. When you bring playfulness into your connection, you don't just please him, you free him. You turn pressure into pleasure, awkwardness into intimacy, and ordinary moments into memories he'll never forget. Because at the end of the day, every man's joystick doesn't just want excitement. It wants to laugh, to feel, and to connect with the woman who makes it all feel effortless. When a man says, "My joystick wants appreciation, not evaluation," he's talking about something much deeper than most people realize. Men may joke about confidence, about knowing what they're doing, but underneath that humor lies a quiet truth. They want to feel that what they give is enough. Every man, no matter how confident he looks on the outside, carries a small unspoken question inside. Am I pleasing her? Am I good enough? And when he feels judged, compared, or corrected, inner confidence starts to fade. But when he feels appreciated, when a woman lets him know she enjoys him, values him, and sees his effort, something powerful happens. He opens up, he relaxes, and suddenly the connection becomes effortless. Appreciation is one of the most powerful forms of encouragement a man can receive. It tells him that you notice his effort, not just the result. A simple phrase like, "I love when you do that," or "that feels amazing," can change his entire energy. It's not about exaggeration or flattery, it's about honesty. When you show genuine gratitude for the way he touches you, holds you, or pays attention to you, it gives him confidence to go even deeper into the connection, because appreciation doesn't just make him feel good, it makes him want to give more. When a man feels evaluated, it shuts him down. It makes him self-conscious, tentative, and afraid to try. But when he feels appreciated, he feels safe to explore and express himself. That's the difference between an experience that feels mechanical and one that feels emotional. Men don't crave perfection. They crave validation. They want to know they're doing something right, that their presence has an impact, that they're capable of bringing you joy. Think about it. When you tell a man that something he does feels good, he instantly lights up. His body language changes, his confidence grows, and he becomes more in tune with you. He stops overthinking and starts feeling. That's because appreciation feeds a man's emotional core. It speaks directly to his masculine instinct to provide pleasure, to make you happy, to be the source of your smile. When you give him that acknowledgement, it doesn't just make him proud, it makes him bonded. On the other hand, when moments are filled with criticism, disinterest, or silence, he feels disconnected. Even subtle cues, a lack of enthusiasm, a distracted expression, can make him retreat emotionally. It's not about ego, it's about energy. Appreciation creates connection. Evaluation creates distance. So when a man says, my joystick wants appreciation, not evaluation, he's really saying, I want to feel valued for who I am, not measured by what I do. That kind of appreciation makes him loyal, generous, and emotionally open. It tells him that he doesn't need to be perfect to be loved. He just needs to be present. And that feeling, more than anything else, is what keeps a man coming back every single time. Because once a man feels appreciated, he doesn't just stay, he gives, he connects, and he adores. At his core, what your man truly craves isn't just the act, it's the connection behind it. When he says his joystick wants this every single time, he doesn't mean another wild performance or a movie scene fantasy. What he's really saying is, I want to feel something real. Every man may express it differently, but what he ultimately desires is the emotional electricity that comes from deep, genuine connection. It's that unspoken rhythm when two people are so in tune that every touch, every breath feels meaningful, not mechanical. Men often get labeled as being driven purely by physical urges, but that's only part of the truth. The physical connection is the doorway. But what keeps him coming back, what keeps him loyal, invested, and emotionally hungry for you is when that physical moment also carries emotional warmth. It's when he feels you're there with him, not just next to him. When your touch carries affection, when your gaze holds softness, when your presence tells him he's safe to be himself. That's when his guard drops and he surrenders to the moment completely. Think about it this way. A man's body might crave stimulation, but his soul craves connection. You could touch him the same way 10 different times, but it feels completely different when he senses love behind it. That's why he can be physically close to someone and still feel empty, or share one deep emotional moment and never forget it for years. That's the secret. His joystick is really trying to communicate, don't just touch me. Connect with me. When you allow intimacy to be more than an act, when it becomes an expression of affection, admiration, and care, it changes everything. Suddenly, it's not about the physical release anymore. It's about the emotional surrender that comes with trust. When you hold him, kiss him, or simply look into his eyes and let him know he's enough, that's when he feels truly desired. And it's that emotional safety that makes him open up, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually too. This kind of connection turns ordinary moments into unforgettable ones. It's the difference between tension and tenderness, between surface level pleasure and soul deep fulfillment. Men may not always have the words to express it, but they feel it deeply when a woman connects with them from the heart, not just from the body. It's what keeps him thinking about you long after the night ends, what makes him want to hold you closer instead of pulling away. So when he says, my joystick wants this every single time, what he's really longing for is not just the physical act, but the feeling of being fully seen, accepted, and connected. It's that emotional intimacy that fuels his passion, deepens his trust, and makes him crave you, not just the moment. Because true connection, that's what keeps desire alive long after the lights go out. So when a man says, my joystick wants this every single time, he's not talking about some secret physical trick. He's revealing a deeper truth. He wants to feel appreciated, desired, and emotionally connected. He wants to know that the woman he's with isn't just going through the motions, but is fully there with him. responding, enjoying, and connecting on a real level. Because in the end, that's what turns a simple moment into something unforgettable. If you take one thing away from this, let it be this: the most powerful thing you can give a man is your presence, your warmth, your appreciation, your energy. That's what he craves more than anything. That's what makes him come alive in your arms and stay addicted to you. If you found this message eye-opening, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I love seeing this community grow around the world. And if you want more real, heart-centered insights on love, attraction, and connection, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on the bell so you never miss a new video, because trust me, the best is yet to come.